Well, coasters, it's Bruce here, and I'm in at North Beach fishing, and I'm with Amy Moore. Amy, thanks so much for having a chat to me.
Looking forward to it, Bruce. Thanks for coming.
Nets, important stuff, aren't they?
Yep, absolutely. Need them on board boats to get the fish in.
Now, you've been getting involved in a lot of work trying to attract young people into the fishing sector.
Yeah, well, it's really important that we get young people into the fishing sector. It's obviously a really secure primary industry in New Zealand. There's lots of jobs, there's lots of opportunities for young people to upskill. So really excited about getting more people involved here on the coast. Look at you with the camera.
Amy, what's your involvement from a family point of view with the fishing sector?
Oh, that's a good question. So I've just recently started to help out Mum and Dad at the moment, and really a big focus, or one of the big focuses we're having at the moment, is getting young people involved in the industry. So it's a really exciting time for fishing here on the coast. We've got the new slipway and the new wharf, and so now's the time to get more people involved.
Now, I know your mum and dad have been in the fishing sector for years. You ever been on a boat or on the wharf?
I have actually. Spent my early days at the wharf a lot because Mum used to run the office there, and Dad's been a commercial fisherman for 42 years, and she went to sea for the first time when I was 11, so probably not allowed to do that nowadays, but I was out there for 10 days, so it was really amazing experience that I'll never forget.
So look, I know as a kid I spent a lot of time fishing off the wharf in Westport. Did you ever try that here?
Yep, we used to fish off the wharf after school, and we used to get down the tip heads and watch the boat come over, and we still do often. I'll take my kids down there to watch the boat come in and out, and it was a big part of our lives and something that we were excited about and proud of, and it was awesome.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now the fishing industry on the coast seems to be a lot of small families involved with their boats. There's a lot of smaller fishermen, isn't there?
Yeah, it's really cool actually. So my experience of fishing has primarily been that a lot of the businesses are small family owned businesses, and they'll be multi-generational. Dad first went fishing with my granddad when I think he was 16, and he bought a boat and said, come on, let's go, and that's how it all started for him. So and you see these families that they've been in fishing, and then their kids will get involved in different areas because it's not just on board, there's lots of other opportunities too. So yeah, it's exciting.
Now, one of the things that I've noticed over the years is that the fishermen are great sponsors. They're part of the community. And your family, I guess, I know your mum's been involved in the pony club and all sorts of things. Is that a standard? Is that what you've noticed a lot?
Yeah, so that's one thing that I think is awesome about the fishing industry, is that a lot of the families have that real community spirit. They want to give back to these small communities that we live in. So Mum being sort of the backbone of the pony club here, and they've taken the coast to these national titles and all these things that wouldn't be possible without fishing. And even I used to work up at Tallies, and every sort of second corner there you'll see sponsored by Tallies, and they're all these family owned businesses, which is really neat. So
it's those sorts of things that actually build a community. It's really, really important.
Yeah.
Now a number of the interviews I've been doing with the fishermen, and gosh, there's some characters. Some of them are pretty crusty and old. How are we going to get some new blood into the place?
Yeah, well, that's my challenge. So, but I'm looking forward to it. So it's quite cool. So you say, a bit crusty and old, but it's neat when you see those guys talk about fishing, and you can just see how much they love it. Like in your interview with Tony Roach, he said, I just love the challenge of filling the bag and getting back to the wharf and all that sort of stuff. And you see them kind of come alive, and it'll be so good to see young people get that same level of passion. So how we're going to do it is we've got this trade academy we're setting up with the Westport Fishing School, and
is it still going?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. And they take students there, and then they end up on boats all over the country, and our aim is to have a purpose-built West Coast sort of driven program that will capture people for the inshore commercial boats here in Greymouth. So yeah.
So that would train them.
Yeah, so it's the way we've set it up is they'll have a week of a full immersion experience in Westport to kick it off. So they stay on site there, and they have that week with Peter up there at the fishing school, and they learn about safety and all sorts of stuff that they'll experience on board a vessel.
Yep.
And then they'll be down here at the workshop, because seeing the nets and everything here, it's awesome to learn those skills here on site. So yeah.
Actually, I'm looking forward to having a look around the net repair side of the business. It's one I hadn't even thought of it.
Yeah.
You look at fishing boats, you don't necessarily think about nets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a big part of the coast too, like, repair and maintenance of nets and building them and all that sort of stuff too. And we're thinking with the new slipway coming on board, there's going to be a lot more work with nets and things here down at, we're only a couple of minutes down the road from the wharf here, which is awesome.
That's the slipway project. That's so exciting.
Oh, I think it's amazing. Like, the timing is awesome. Like, we're wanting to have this big focus on getting young people involved, and if you look at the industries that have still been working through all the COVID stuff, like fishing's one of them, and they've had a good hokey season and all that sort of stuff.
So Amy, how did we get a young fella down at school there, and how do we encourage him to come and consider being a deckhand, maybe being a skipper one day, maybe owning his own boat? How do we do that? What's the process to get them there?
Yeah, so I think it's initially them understanding like how real and amazing these opportunities actually are. Like, even with the Westport Fishing School, their conversion rate for getting a job is like 85% or something.
Oh,
so
wow.
you don't do this course and then can't get a job.
Yeah.
So it's understanding the opportunities are real, they're there, the money's good, you can upskill quickly, 12 to 18 months of sea time to become a qualified deckhand, and you're looking at 5 years for motivated skippers. So you can be in your 20s and be a skipper, and there are a lot of young skippers around running these boats
At that age.
Yeah, we've got a few like amazing people in their 20s that are keen and motivated. They're making good money, and you get a lot of time off as well.
So what happened during COVID? Did we get shut down?
No. Of course, there was a lot of different, safety things that came into play, as with all food businesses and things like that, with a bit of extra PPE. But no, carried on. The Greymouth Bar was full steam ahead, so to speak.
So, at what stage will robots take over from the fishermen?
Yeah, well, that's my thing. Is I think I'm quite interested in innovation and things that are happening in other industries, and I think fishing is something that will take a long time to be taken over by robots because of the variability in environment and all that sort of stuff. So in terms of longevity, I think it's a good career choice for young people in that regard, for sure.
Well, listen, I really love what the direction that you're heading in. I mean, Craig, your dad's he's a fisherman.
Yep.
The direction you're taking is actually encouraging young people to get involved. Tell me about the Trades Academy. How does that work?
Yeah, so the Trades Academy on the coast is awesome. I actually didn't even know about it until recently, and the more I've learned, the more I think it's impressive what they do here. So they work with local businesses and industries to get young people involved, and they'll support them through getting the right PPE and getting them into businesses 1 day a week. So it's usually a Friday, and they get to experience what it's like to work in that specific trade. They get NCEA credits, and so it's positive all round. And then by the time they're ready to leave school, they've got exposure and experience in the industry, and they can jump on board a boat or get out there driving a digger or whatever it is.
And so is the course run at Taipatini? Or where's it run?
The course for the fishing school.
Yeah.
So that's going to be in Westport at the deep sea at the start of the program, and then the Fridays will be here, so we'll have a tutor here at the net shed.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it'll be awesome. So the reason we're doing it here is because the facility's really good. There's the big yard out there at the airdrome, and it's obviously a big shed here, so plenty of room to show the people stuff. So
yeah, the New Zealand fisheries there's often a lot of bad media coverage from a very limited bunch of half-wits, and we look at one of the things that I was told in one of the interviews recently was that there hadn't been a dolphin caught in a net off the coast for over a decade. When you look at, so I'm really keen to promote the good stuff, promote the facts.
Yeah.
And I mean, that the Mayor's task force for jobs, I wanted to bring that up because obviously have a personal interest in it, and each of the mayors on the coast has been given $500,000 by the government to assist people like you attract people into the industry.
Yeah.
And so there are significant subsidies available. And will that, can you see how that could fit in?
Definitely. Like, I think any support for, small businesses need support to recruit good people, to retain people, to build capability, and I think with fishing, like to your point around like media exposure and things like that, often there's a lot of misinformation that's out there, and fishermen are typically hardworking, straight shooters, get on with what they're doing. They're too busy out there doing what they do to bother with kind of this sort of stuff, which is really important. So we've got to like raise the awareness about all the good stuff that happens in the industry too. So certainly the support to do like even this sort of stuff to help businesses get good people in is going to go a really long way, and I think it'll be appreciated across all the businesses here, and certainly like with the stuff that we're doing, it's not unique to just us. Like the kind of family model that we have is very similar to a lot of other companies, and everyone's very supportive of each other. So, well,
look, I'm a bit older than you, and I remember well when Mickey Ryan set up the fishing school in Westport, and there have been hundreds of people gone through it. And now extending it here on, say, a Friday in relation to nets, that just sounds perfect to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it'll be like a lot of sort of simple stuff that's quite interesting. And when guys have been in the industry for a while, they forget that even the terminology and stuff that they used to, young people don't know. Like, we're talking to our skipper the other day, and he'd say, to someone on board, I'd go and grab a broom or something, which is some part of a net, and they'd go and get an actual broom, and I'd probably do that as well.
Of course, so would I.
Yeah. So it's just understanding even the terminology and all the stuff they can do on shore, so when they get on board, they're like ready to go and they know about all that sort of stuff.
Amy, I'd like you to help me give a pitch out there to there's a young fella at high school somewhere. He could be at Buller High. He could be at Grey Main, he could be at Westland High, actually he might even be at South Westland Area High. Give us a pitch on why he should come and see you guys, why he should join the fishing sector. Adventure. Give me a pitch on it.
Yeah, well, get out there, experience the outdoors. It's exciting. You actually, when you're out at sea, like people really come alive because you've got that skill and challenge where it's, you have that full immersion experience, and then you get home and you have time off and money to spend, and you can spend time with your family and your friends and all that sort of stuff. The jobs are there, the longevity's there, the industry's innovating, but you've still got these awesome people that are running it. So the time is now, and I think, for young people to realise how real this career path is, and how quickly they can move up with a bit of hunger to get in there and upskill, and this is definitely the right time to do it. So if you're out there and it sounds like you and you can work hard and you want to work your way up, we'd love to talk to you, and certainly really like everyone wants to look after these people and see them upskill and grow, and we just got to make sure we get all those people and get them on the boat. So.
Oh, look, I love it. And of course you've got these funds available at the moment that can help someone do a fork truck course. They can help them with travel to and from, if they're in Westport and they're having trouble to get to Greymouth here for the Friday course, well, talk to your mayor. The mayor's fund is exactly for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. We really appreciate that. We're so looking forward to, being able to create these opportunities for people, but also that we can fully support it. A lot of the programs are fully funded, and the companies want to support it, so we can make it really easy to get them there, and it's the time to do it.
Aren't we lucky having the likes of Tallies and Westfleet on the coast, and Ngaitahu Fisheries down in Jackson Bay there with the crayfish? We're really lucky. Look at the employment around the place.
Oh, exactly. And it's not just, the people out on the boats as well. It's all the contractors that come in and do the repairs and maintenance, and that's only going to increase with the new slipway, and it's a really exciting time. And it's awesome that, all of those companies like Tallies and Westfleet, really supportive of the new training school we're setting up, and super keen to get people involved, and it's an exciting time for everybody.
How does a young fella, what does he do next? He's just heard your pitch. He says, this is fantastic, I'm going to get involved. What does he do?
Well, the best thing to do is just to contact me directly. I think at the moment would be the best way to do that, because I want to make sure that through whatever avenue it happens, we make it happen and we get you here and we get you into this program and, you know, get you on board. So, and it's not actually just kids coming out of school. Like, we've actually had inquiry from a lot of people, you know, in their 30s and 40s and things, that are wanting a career change. So send us through an email. We can put my details on here, and we'd love to hear from you.
So what's your phone number?
Oh.
Do you have a phone number? What's your email address?
All right, what's my phone number? So it's 027 696 7936. Hasn't changed in like the last 20 years since I got a cell phone, but anyway. Yeah.
And your email address?
Oh, Siri's joining in.
Okay, Siri.
So the best email address would be amy@nbfl.co.nz, which is North Beach Fishing Limited. So that's the best one for this. Yeah.
Well, look, Amy Moore, the daughter of Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Craig again, what's your mum's name?
Penny, yeah.
Craig and Penny
Jones.
Thanks so much for spending the time with me. I'm really excited about what you're pushing.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's awesome, like the promotion of the industry here, and you know, long can we continue to raise the profile of the awesome stuff that's happening here and do more of it. So thanks for your time.
Good luck with it, and we'll catch you later.
Thank you.